And hello world, it's Lee Kelson coming to you live from the Sunshine Coast Innovation Centre, and I'm here with Coby Sullivan, the coordinator of Script here on the Sunshine Coast. How are you, Coby?
Good. How are you, Lee?
I'm very well, thanks. We just had Leanne Kemp, our new Queensland Chief Entrepreneur, talk. You were at the breakfast this morning?
I was. I've been at the breakfast and the workshop, and now I get the privilege of seeing her again for the Pitch Fest.
And what did you think of the talk that she gave this morning?
I've said this to a few people already. Leanne is really thoughtful in her responses and very genuine and humble. And I think she's going to have a lot to offer entrepreneurs throughout Queensland. This is just the beginning of her appointment, and I think already everyone's really excited about what's to come for her next 12 months.
So she spoke about purpose-led entrepreneurship, which I thought was fantastic, and she talked about the idea of being able to work anywhere, from anywhere, and sort of not necessarily having to be, building infrastructure and having clusters and that concept.
That's really refreshing, I think, because we did see a real spike in people wanting to open co-working spaces, and not to detract from the value of a co-working space, but I think it's quite enabling and liberating for people to also think, if I can't afford to be in a co-working space, or I literally can't access a co-working space, does that mean I'm not a true entrepreneur? So she's got this really refreshing mindset of actually it's about your attributes and your approach and your perspective, not physically what you dress in, where you go and who you talk to, which is really nice. Yeah.
And so tell us about Script and what Script's doing on the Sunshine Coast.
So Script stands for the Sunshine Coast Regional Innovation Program. So it's half backed by Advanced Queensland, and then we've also got 30 organisations locally who've collectively matched the funding. So that culminates in a $1 million program, which is all about driving innovation on the Sunshine Coast. And we do that in two major ways. So one is putting on events like today to help inspire and educate the Sunshine Coast community. And then the other portion is we actually have some funding available for innovative project proposals.
Right, okay. And so how long has Script been operating?
So about 18 months now, and there's exciting plans for 2019. Can't say too much yet, but we're changing the structure a little bit, which will allow us to be a lot more agile in how we go about investing in innovative ideas.
And how are you sensing the vibe on the Sunshine Coast in terms of the momentum that's happening here and the things that are happening?
Sunshine Coast is awesome. I actually just had a really great discussion with a couple that have moved up from Melbourne, and they were saying they were kind of they felt as though they needed to be in Melbourne to be launching their globally scalable business, and actually they've found a lot more support on the Sunshine Coast. I think the community here is really keen to help each other out. It's really collaborative. And there's a lot of events. There is a lot of support as long as you know where to go to, and that's how Script can help to put people in touch straight away. But you can just look around at the Innovation Centre on any given day to kind of see this really thriving ecosystem of cool people with great ideas, and everyone's willing to lend a hand.
Yep,
so it's
definitely.
really good.
And if people want to find out more about Script, where can they go?
So if you go to sunshinecoastinnovation.com.au, there's plenty of ways to get in touch. Follow our e-newsletter, join us on social, reach out, send me an email. Happy to help.
Okay, hashtag Script. Thanks, Coby. I think they're about to start the pitches in there, so you better go.
You've made me late. Now I look bad.
Thanks for talking with us.
See you later.